You now to a developing story out of Fort Pierce where several businesses were evacuated because of a propane leak. We've got team coverage from above the scene along with Shannon Kay. She's in the newsroom right now getting the very latest details. Shannon, what do we know now?
Well, Jay, we've been following this from the newsroom all afternoon. As you just saw, crews are still right there on the scene removing propane because the leaking valve, it cannot be capped, or can't be capped up until now anyway. It's expected to take several more hours anyway. Propane started leaking just this afternoon. This in the industrial park right near Glades Cutoff Road. This is the map of the area right here. All businesses west of the propane tank leak, they had to be evacuated. Our News Channel 5's Johan Hoffman, he's live in Chopper 5 right now with a bird's eye view of all this. Johan?
Shannon, yes, we're above the 4200 block of Bandy Boulevard, and let me just pull out real quick and show you just where we're at. This is the industrial area out here in the Fort Pierce area. That road next to the railroad tracks, that's Glades Cutoff Road, and it is shut down.
Thanks. And we have learned actually this afternoon that the Red Cross is monitoring this situation as well, prepared to provide support to folks in this area if it is in fact needed. We're here at the at the assignment desk anyway here in the newsroom. We're going to bring you updates as they come in, both on air, on our mobile app too, and on WPTV.com as well.
Chopper 5 covering breaking news. We have a structure fire in the West Palm Beach area. This is the northern part of West Palm Beach area, right off of Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. We're here right now. You're seeing it as I am seeing it. Looks like West Palm Beach Fire Department is starting to arrive on scene there, starting to cause a little bit of delays eastbound along Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. This is right around the railroad tracks by Good Samaritan Hospital, a little southwest of Good Samaritan Hospital. But this is a fully engulfed structure fire.
Back to that breaking news. A West Palm Beach mom and her young daughter are on their way, perhaps have just arrived. We're trying to clarify that at the burn center at Miami-Jackson Memorial Hospital after both were burned here in an apartment fire happening at a complex near Australian Avenue, south of 45th Street. That is where we find News Channel 5's Tanya Rogers. Tanya.
Well, we are live right off of Australian Avenue. We're actually on 36th Court, right in front of the apartment complex.
We begin with breaking news out of Fort Pierce today, where part of Dade Road and Sunrise Boulevard are shut down as detectives begin the search for a person who shot and killed a woman and wounded a man. News Channel
5's Elizabeth Harrington's live along Sunrise where the shooting occurred. Elizabeth?
Police were called here to this house around 2:30 this afternoon. This house.
Right now on News Channel 5.
Panic inside Florida State University's library as a lone gunman opens fire, shooting 3 people.
Heard like 10 gunshots, and that's when I was like, oh my gosh, like this is real. Like,
the library packed with hundreds of students studying for final exams. One student says his books saved his life.
I know God's looking out for me, and there's really no other explanation for it.
As we learn more about the accused shooter, many have the same question tonight.
Just like any tragedy, the ultimate question is why.
We begin our team coverage tonight with Megan McRoberts live at FSU, where police and FSU President John Thrasher finished a news conference a short time ago. Megan?
Well, right now we're seeing dozens of students making their way into the center of the campus for what's being called a gathering of unity. Take a look behind me, all these students headed there now. It's set to be a way for these students to come together, share their thoughts, just vent about any fears. That's the latest here in Tallahassee. Reporting live, Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
Panic swept through the library where the hundreds of students were studying when that shooting began after midnight. Students and library workers ran toward the exits or ducked for cover when the shooting started. Nikki Nicolau of Palm Beach Gardens was in the library when it happened. She describes the library as packed, so crowded that she had to wait to get a seat to study last night. And then, she says, chaos. Someone ran into the library screaming, she says, that there was a man with a gun in the building and sent her and her friends running for safety.
Going down the stairs, I heard the gunshot. I heard like 10 gunshots, and that's when I was like, oh my gosh, like this is real, like this is happening.
Nikki and her friends are okay this afternoon, and she says she will be coming home on Tuesday.
And again, amidst indications that the shooter had thought the government was targeting him, our team of investigators has been digging into the accused shooter's past. Contact 5 investigator Katie Legrone with some answers to the questions we're all asking. Who was Myron May? Katie?
Michael, on the surface, 31-year-old Myron Sherwan May appeared to be the guy we all want next door, a college-educated, a licensed attorney, a faithful man. but tonight we're learning he had another side.
And we continue our team coverage with News Channel 5's Ashley Hinson on how area universities are learning from tragic situations like what happened at FSU and how administrators are improving safety on their own campuses. Ashley?
Well, Kelly, it's a sad but true fact, but many students say they're no longer shocked to hear about shootings like this on school campuses. They say it's now become a part of their everyday world. The FAU police chief says they have plans in place.
Here's a breakdown of what we know. You see the timeline. The accused gunman, Myron May, began shooting outside the Stroger Library just before 12:30 this morning. Goes into the library, according to reports, shoots an employee, reloads, and never left the lobby area. A text alert was sent to students. 5 officers involved in this incident are on paid leave tonight. That is standard in a case like this. Earlier today, Florida Governor Rick Scott offered words of comfort to the FSU students and parents.
I'm asking everyone on FSU's campus and everyone across our great state and even the nation.
Kelly and I both have children who attend FSU, a daughter for me, and Jonathan, your wonderful son. And thanks to technology, cell phones, and that alert system, we were able to know right away that our children were safe.
Exactly. The minute I walked in the door early this morning, and the same thing for you, the phone was going off saying, I'm okay, but this has happened. So, I mean, shocking to say the least, but it's so comforting if you can get that information right away to the parents and know that their child's, because otherwise you're in a state of panic. And at 6, we'll be speaking with more FSU students at the Unity Gathering that's underway right now on the FSU campus. We'll also update you always on our mobile app and WPTV.com.
WPTV is election coverage you can count on.
We have live team coverage from Palm Beach County to the Treasure Coast and across the state. And of course, one of the biggest races we're following tonight, the neck-and-neck race for governor.
They are all tied up. We begin our coverage with News Channel 5 anchor Jay Kashmir live at the Charlie Crist watch party, the newly minted Democrat in St. Petersburg, where Chris spent today. Now, another huge race here is for Congressional District 18, pitting Patrick Murphy seeking a second term against Carl Domino, longtime businessman, the Republican trying to upset him here. So again, another big race we'll watch on the Treasure Coast, and we'll begin our coverage there with News Channel 5's John Shainman live at the Murphy Watch Party in Palm Beach Gardens. John?
Well, good evening, Michael.
Prescription for pot. Another big item on today's ballot, Amendment 2, whether or not to legalize medical marijuana. In order for that to pass, Amendment 2 needs 60% of the vote. News Channel 5's Jeff Skripek has been covering Amendment 2 this year. He joins us now with a last-minute push from supporters of medical pot. Jeff?
Well, Kelly, on one side, supporters say it's all about medicine, but on the other...
And we will be keeping in touch with what's going on with your vote and around the state tonight with our election touchscreen here. Palm Beach County, St. Lucie County, Indian River, Martin, Okeechobee, all 5 of our counties will be able to pull up election results. We'll have voter turnout, quick views. I've been talking about the fact this race will be based in the end on who can get their base of voters out. And we'll have continuing coverage on the election throughout the evening and later tonight breaking down all the numbers here at Election Central and our new touchscreen and everywhere else coming up in 30 minutes.
This is a picture taken 2 years ago of Charlie Brierly.
We have team coverage at 6 from new eyewitness accounts to those who know the family. We begin with News Channel 5 anchor John Shainman, who looked into the challenges firefighters had to face here. He also has new video from the scene. John?
Well, the boat was the family's home. The boy has been identified tonight as Charlie Brierly.
Right now on News Channel 5.
Good evening. Right now, millions of Americans in the Northeast are under a blizzard warning.
A state of emergency has been declared in New Jersey, New York, and Massachusetts, and officials are warning people to stay off the streets.
Right now, the snow's already begun to fall in the Northeast, and motorists have a huge headache, but for airlines especially, as we're talking about perhaps up to 2 feet of snow or more, airlines face an even bigger headache. Kelly?
Right now, we're standing in front of this big monitor which shows FlightAware. This tracks all of the delays and the cancellations throughout the country.
In fact, they call it their misery map. Let's go in on it. New York City right now, and keep in mind, this is just for the moment. If I can get it to call up, already 70 delayed flights, canceled 93 up in the Boston corridor.
That's right. We have live team coverage tonight from Boston, Massachusetts. Let's get over to News Channel 5's Jamel Lene. She is live at Palm Beach International Airport, where some flights have already been delayed. We're feeling the ripple effects. Jamel?
Well, many of the New Yorkers that I have bumped into here at Palm Beach International Airport.
I'm certainly watching with great interest. My oldest daughter in Boston said she headed home early, battening down the hatches. I'm here in the Weather Center with our chief meteorologist, Steve Weigel. And Steve, talk about the recipe that Mother Nature's put together that makes this such a potent, huge storm.
My life is in there, and now my life is burnt.
A Jupiter Farms grandmother is homeless and heartbroken.
The home she lived in for 21 years that she shared with her 3 grandchildren, now a charred mess after fire destroys it.
The grandmother is still hoping to find 2 family pets. And as News Channel 5's Tanya Rogers reports, strangers are coming forward to help.
Barely holding back the tears.
This 15-year-old boy was killed by a hit-and-run driver 5 days before Christmas while walking home from a basketball game. Just hours ago, police arrested a 22-year-old cheerleading coach. Coming up, how people at the game linked her to this deadly crash.
First, the cold weather still impacting people from the north to South Florida.
Snow continues to fall in parts of the Northeast. Boston could still break some records, and even though the sun is shining here, temperatures will drop as soon as it sets.
We go to Storm Team 5 Chief Meteorologist Steve Weigel tracking the cold front. Steve?
Yeah, another front sweeps through tonight. I think tonight will be even colder than last night.
We turn to our smartphones for just about everything, it seems, these days. Could these devices also help solve the problem of late buses in Palm Beach County schools? Consumer watchdog Jen Strathman shows us live why some districts think it can. Jen?
Well, this year in Palm Beach County, all of the buses now have GPS devices. The district paid $613 per bus to add this technology.
Right now, the Labor Day weekend coming to an end for so many. You may be wrapping yours up as well, even as we speak. Even though millions of people traveled out of town this holiday weekend, it didn't seem as though it gave a lot of local businesses the end of the summer boost they were hoping for right here. News Channel 5's Charlie Keegan's on Palmetto Park Road near South Beach Park in Boca Raton. Charlie?
Yeah, AAA predicted that more Americans...
Will all that weather head our way tonight? Meteorologist James Whelan in for Steve Weigel with more. James.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. It's Friday night. You want to go out. The weekend, you want to have it planned, and Live 5 camera showing a lot of cloud cover out there.
A foot of snow is on the ground, and much of the country is going to be dealing with freezing temperatures that could stick around for weeks. I'm here in the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Steve Weigel, and when we talk about the difference in temperature, say, between here and Denver, it's kind of like there are 2 seasons going on.
We're live in the feed room where I'm following the very latest developments out of Ferguson, Missouri. Just a few hours ago, Governor Jay Nixon laid out how law enforcement plans on responding once a grand jury reaches a decision in the Michael Brown case.
Developing right now, a major fraud bust right here in our backyard involving local chiropractors, attorneys, and clinic employees. The raids happened from Homestead to as far north as Stewart. Those arrested accused of being involved in an organized personal injury protection fraud scheme. The investigation began more than a year ago.
It was crucial to my survival, knowing that I was not forgotten. Your prayers and your actions have been comforting, reassuring, and sustaining.
I believe that we can do more to support the Cuban people and promote our values through engagement.
Developing news, President Obama announcing a dramatic new era in U.S.-Cuban relations. Tonight, U.S. contractor Alan Gross back on American soil after spending 5 years in a Cuban prison.
Gross saying now is the right time for the 2 countries to normalize relations. Good evening, I'm Ashley Hinson. Kelly Dunn has the night off.
And I'm Jay Cashmere. We have team coverage on what's next and the impact it could have locally. We begin with Michael Williams, live in Miami.
Good evening. I'm Michael Williams on Southwest 8th Street in the heart of Little Havana. You see the late-day traffic here. You see the people who've turned out with the Cuban flags, many of them upset about today's historic decision, the biggest decision made in U.S.-Cuba relations.